Okay, so we got another NBA veteran making some comments that are making headlines. And with Nick Van Exel, that used to play with Kobe Bryant for multiple seasons, during an interview that took place, I think during a golf outing from what I saw, basically made some comments exposing today's fake tough guys in the NBA. And basically players that say that, you know, they're doing what Kobe, what the Mamba mentality says, but they're actually not doing that. They're not even close to it. They're not as tough as Kobe Bryant was. And they're saying that they're doing it, but they're nowhere close to it, per the comments of Nick Van Exel, who actually played with Kobe Bryant, and he was a coach in the NBA. So these statements definitely carry some weight because he has player background as well as coaching background, and he looks at the NBA right now and he sees what's going on and how players approach the game and approach their development and working on their game and all that other stuff. So let me play the Nick Van Exel comments for you so you can hear them for yourselves, and I'll comment right after when we get back.
Kobe is one of the most skilled wing players to ever touch a basketball court. So I think they both are great in what they do.
What was Kobe like? Because everyone talks about the Mamba mentality and all. Was he like that as a young guy too when you had him?
He was ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. He was a guy who would we would play ball in at UCLA in the summer times, and Kobe was actually taking classes because he didn't go to college. So he was actually taking classes in the summer, and so we would always cross paths in the summertime. He would be dribbling the basketball with his backpack, like just dribbling to class, and we're going in the gym to work out. And the thing I tell people about Kobe is, like, a lot of people talk about the Kobe mentality. Oh, I love Kobe. They don't have that mentality. Like, I seen Kobe just work. And I've coached in the NBA, and guys don't work. And it kind of upsets me a little bit because I've seen what he did on an everyday basis. All the crazy shots that he takes, he works on every single one. Just over and over and over. Like, his work ethic was crazy. I tell people, I played 13 years, played with a lot of great players. Not one person worked harder than him. Manu Ginobili would be number 2.
Who is the most like that now? Who has that?
I have
kind
no
of work
idea.
ethic?
I don't know.
Nobody's even in the same
I
stratosphere.
have no idea. The only way you would know that is by being with them every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people can say shit, and you know, once you're not around them, you don't see the true person of who they really are. Everybody can say something in front of a camera, but you can have people who work with this person and they can be like, nah, he don't work that hard. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know who works as hard as Kobe. I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome.
So we heard Nick Van Exel's comments, and he ended it with, I don't know who works that hard as Kobe. And he says a lot of players talk and tell everybody that they work so hard, but if you talk to their coaches or talk to somebody that knows them, they tell you that they really don't work that hard. So today's NBA players are just not the same. Today's NBA players don't work the same. And we know about the shorter practices. It used to be like 3 hours. We've heard that from multiple ex-NBA players now. We've heard it from Carmelo Anthony. We've heard it, I believe I heard it from Kenyon Martin, that the NBA practices used to be 3 hours full speed. Now they're like 45 minutes half speed or a walkthrough. That's what it's gotten to. The players don't work as hard. The players are not taught to work as hard. And they just don't. I mean, you know, what do you expect if you don't push the players, if you don't show them what kind of work ethic they should have, or what kind of approach they should have, or how they should be taking care of themselves, and how they should work on their game and their mid-range and their moves and all that other stuff. If you don't show them that, then where are they going to get that from? You know, a lot of these players these days, they're very ignorant coming into the NBA. They don't want to look at previous legends and learn from them and see how they approached games and things like that. And I remember Kobe Bryant's interviews, and Kobe Bryant used to say that he wanted to specifically, directly, in person talk to a couple of players. He spoke to Michael Jordan. He spoke to Magic Johnson. He spoke to Larry Bird. He spoke to Bill Russell. And there was other ones that he mentioned. And every one of them, he picked their brain. He asked them how they approached the game, how they worked on their games, you know, what their work ethic was, and all that other stuff. He spoke to the greats. He wanted to learn from the greats. Even from the 60s and 70s, it did not matter. Because you could learn something from every single one of those guys, especially the greats. Because the greats, most of the time, transcend eras. And Kobe Bryant had that approach. Today, these days, you don't see that from anybody. I mean, I'll single out players that I know have done it. Just recently, we've seen stories of Anthony Edwards practicing and looking at Michael Jordan's game and talking to Michael Jordan, kind of picking his brain on what his approach should be and what his game should look like and what he should work on and all that other stuff. And then he supposedly watched games of Mike and games of Kobe Bryant and their post game and all of that, and he practices this and he works on it nonstop. Of course, it's not going to come in and be unbelievably great in one off season. Kobe didn't develop in one off season. He needed multiple off seasons. Even Michael Jordan, when he came in, his game wasn't the same like it was in the early 90s and so on. He adjusted, he developed his game. Players don't do that anymore. They come in with a set of whatever they do. They rarely develop beyond that because they're, you know, they sign a contract which is guaranteed for 3, 4, 5 years or whatever. They feel okay, and then they push themselves the last year of the contract just to get and secure another contract and play for another 3, 4, 5 years. You know, the players don't work like they used to work. We even had Charles Oakley, who was also an assistant coach in the NBA. I think he worked with the Bobcats or the Charlotte Hornets or something like that. And he directly said, and I've mentioned this in many other of my videos, and I've posted the video where he says it, that today's NBA players have to be treated. The NBA players and the NBA is like a daycare right now. You got to be gentle with these guys. You can't push them too much. You can't criticize them too much because they can't take criticism. They're very, very touchy, very, very soft. And how do you push someone to their limits if they're soft and they can't take just normal criticism? You know, we even had Charles Barkley make some comments recently, and he called today's NBA players, not all of them, but today's NBA players, a lot of them, bums because they can't take criticism. He's on video also saying that. So it's kind of crazy that, you know, these players want to show off the persona of being these tough guys, where if they would play against guys, let's say in the 90s, and played against Oakleys and the Masons and players like that and the Davis brothers in Indiana and all that, I mean, you would see toughness. Maybe they weren't as skilled, but those were the tough guys, the enforcers on the court. Those were the guys. Those were the guys that made the elbows fly. Today's players just don't go through that. Their bodies don't go through that. They don't get beat up as much, and they still have shorter practices. They still need load management, which Michael Jordan recently criticized. It's very sad, the state of the NBA right now, because it's changed so much. You know, the NBA, the franchises, and the players have totally changed their approach to basketball. It's all business, brand, and exposure. And they play strictly for money now, not for the love of the game anymore, like Jordan. I mean, if you look into it, a lot of people still don't know this, and I don't know how. Michael Jordan actually had a love of the game clause in his contract, which meant that he was allowed to play in any basketball game that he wanted to play, that the franchise, the Chicago Bulls franchise, was not able to limit him and stop him from playing any game, meaning any pickup game, any workout gym game, anything. He could just walk out and play wherever he wanted. he wanted that clause in his contract because he loved the game so much that he just wanted to play whenever he felt like it and against whoever he wanted to play against. He wasn't scared to play against anybody. You know, like LeBron James, we got videos years ago where he gets dunked on by a guy that's not even drafted yet or whatever. And, you know, he has Nike take all the videotapes. Like, that's softness in itself. Like, come on. The story was huge at the time. And we still sometimes talk about it. It's a different era, you know, different, softer rules, different approach. All business and fans and the game is all secondary to these guys. So that's just my opinion on this. I think Van Exel hit it right on the head. Hit the nail right on the head. And he's right. Not everybody, but a lot of these players talk about having the Mamba mentality, but they're not even close to it. So that's it. Comment section is open. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.